Hey, we're back on Chess Cruncher TV. Okay, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go over in the London Classic, Fabiano and Ivan started. They drew. I mean that their scores were the same, so they had to go to a tiebreak. This is the game right here that won him the the whole title, everything that made him the champion of the London Classic. So what we're gonna do is start, and we're gonna see how Fabiano has or Caruana has the handling of the white pieces, and this is by the way, a 5 minute. I think it's a 10-minute game, so they had to play this fast. So let's dive right into it, guys. Oops. Okay. E4, C5, knight F3. They're just developing, as you see. Check. Then he goes A4. The reason is if takes, he'll take back. Now this rook is attacking on the A file, which will make we'll have to hold this rook down, and what'll happen is it'll be tied to the pawn for the A pawn for a while. So you have to be careful even when you think about taking the consequences of that. But it didn't happen. Ivan knew that not to do that, so he played knight c6, developing. Fabiano castled. Fabi castled. G6, C3. He's going to Ivan wants to actually fianchetto, and so Fabiano goes D4. It's really interesting that Ivan is not castled yet, so Fabiano is trying to go for the takedown early, which he wants to break the center. He wants him to take. I'll show you an idea. If he takes here, let's see, it takes, and then let's say this takes didn't happen, but if it ever did, you have this idea here, and then what'll happen is if he retreats back, then you can push the pawn, and now you have central control, cramping of the position. Potentially, let's see what actually else could have been played. Let's see if he takes. Oh, okay, I gotcha. It takes, push the pawn, and then it has to go back, and potentially you can he'd be up a pawn, but remember this is all about a 10-minute game. Hey, how you doing? So we have to look to see. Hold on, I want to turn on the engine real quick because I want to see what. Let's see, where was that? Okay, I want. Oh wow, so taking was correct. So he missed taking, so that was takes was correct then. Then E1, so I was right so far. Knight F6, D5. So that was right then. Okay. So slight inaccuracy. Oh, good. I'm doing real good. We're going over the game that Fabiano played. That the last one against Ivan. Or Ian. Sorry, Ian. The one that when he won the whole tournament. This one is the best. A lot of other chess people on YouTube as well are doing this. So I just thought, you know what? This was such a great example of a discovery check that won the game that we should look into. The move that finished off the game was a tactic. It was a beautiful tactic, and I think it was one of Fabiano's best ones in my opinion for the beauty of how he set up everything. I'm not saying that Ian isn't a good player. He's a great player too, but we all sometimes, have those times that we fall into small tactical traps or things. We don't see it, but guess what? He was a great sport. He shook Fabi's hand when he resigned, and then he shook it again when he got up from the table. So he was a great sport about that. So fianchettoed, Ian did. So knight c3, castle kingside for Ian, h6. This h6, sorry, a6, sorry, h3. I was thinking, I've been studying black so much with the French that I've got black's moves on the brain. But so I wanted to do this. I wanted to kind of stray just for our French to do this game because it was such a great game of drawbacks. How did Fabiano take Ivan's moves and use them to the best to his advantage? And that's what it was. So h3 for Fabi stops the knight from infiltrating into g4. You don't want a knight on your g rank, or I mean on g4, because a lot of tactical problems can arise, and especially when it's a 10-minute game, you want to keep things kind of calm, and then when it's the right time, then you throw complications into the situation. a6, c4, rook c8. He's taking. He's at Ian's. Ian's playing principles because he's taking the open file. He's also attacking a piece with a potential discovery. So like maybe he can play here and have a discovery on the bishop. So there was a lot of tactics going on in this game. This one was like full of nothing but tactics. It was cool. E1, rook E1. E8. He's trying to. He doesn't want. If he was to stay there, there's a potential E5 happening, and then Fabi can actually push onward and cause a lot of damage in and among Ian's position, make it very hard for him to get anything out. Well, we'll just show an example that possibility could happen. Let's say there, and yeah, then you can play there, and maybe let's see, where would we want to put the bishop? Right there. It takes, and now Fabiano has a really great development. He has almost all of his pieces developed. This is just a look at what potentially could happen just from one move sequence. So that's why Ian avoided that altogether by just going e8. So now if this gets pushed, he can just take back. There's no issue with the pushing. Yeah, exactly. That is, but the French does have a breaks. They have the F break and the C5 break, F6, C5. And if you know how to do those breaks, you can win. Also, it's really good for just getting into the middle game if you want. You can play the French, and it's pretty hard to make a mistake unless you violate a lot of the principles, which is pretty hard in the French. Let's see. So Fabian retreats back to B6, bishop not B6, bishop B3. he's keeping a pin, if you guys notice, along the A2 to G8, which is right alongside with the king, Blast King. This is also the weak point. In the beginning in chess, there's actually 2 weak points. Because before castling or anything happens, the F7 and the F2 are weak points. That's why a lot of tactics have arisen from these 2 spots here. Because in the beginning, they're only protected by the king, no other piece but the king. So that's why Ian has to kind of get the bishop out. He doesn't want this bishop along here, but this knight kind of went offside. It's really not. The whole idea of this was to get rid of the knight. I mean the bishop, but I guess it had maybe that idea. No, he's gonna have to remove. He's gonna have to remove. Oh, he moves in there. Yeah, because of the rook. He's trying to clog that, so that makes sense why he played here and here. Queen though, now you're taking advantage of a double attack. B4. He has to succeed a pawn. He has to give a pawn back. And then the knight moves and snap. And the commentators were saying that he should just give this pawn back for some counterplay, but Fabi doesn't do that. He keeps it and actually uses it as kind of like a lure for Ian trying to get his pawn back, and he keeps trying throughout the entire game to get this pawn back, and Fabi just keeps piling up the pressure. B6 is now double. Ian's now attacking the knights with the bishop, so he's got to retreat. And now he doesn't want to retreat here because really there's no good spots for that. You guess you can go here, but you also have to worry about a rook, and that's actually, you can play here or here at that point. So, and that's the whole idea. B4 right here. Oh, you mean the pawn to B4 right here? Yeah, he had that too. He wanted to. This knight was not well placed. He didn't want to keep it on the queen side. He wanted to go for an attack on the king side, especially since it's a 10-minute game, and these guys are hardcore players, you know. So it comes. You see how Fabi used the idea of a pin. If yeah, and then what? See, if let's just say that somebody missed and played here. Look, you lose a piece there. This is so cool right here. So, let's just say plays here. What happens is this is actually, he's gonna have to move. So then he takes here, and then he has to take. Then he moves. Then oh, interesting. Then he has to play there. Yeah. I feel he's better off on the white squares because black will have a hard time. Yeah, that's one thing that he did entomb for a while, his bishop. But his idea was to, now he's got the king's, this dark square bishop is locked out almost indefinitely. So his rook has no fear now of being captured. So, and now he's lining up an attack on the rook. So Fabiano played these moves super duper fast. It's like, wow. And now he's unleashing. Bishop's coming into e4. He's attacking the knight on f3. And now you can actually replace both knights and potentially get maybe a pawn push going to open the center. Open the king side. Check, check. Bishop. Now he wants to trade because remember he's got this passer. So if he can trade off and get this one pawn going, he's got it. And so Ian didn't want to trade because of that would happen, and then the pawn would be protected at that point, so he can't trade. Now he wants to have him trade here, because then the knight, the rook is pinned, because the knight's pinned to the rook, so you'd have to play something maybe like that. I don't know, something similar to that. And let's see, at this point, what could he play? We'll say he moves. Actually, he can't move back, can he? So you probably have to move here. Attack the knight. Keep hold of the pawn here. So yeah, he's winning. So and he does not want he doesn't want to trade here, because what will happen is you have trades, and let's see, what could be played here? Maybe a check. And potentially an attack there. Maybe. Yeah. So yeah, you have to look at all these different ideas. So he's like moved twice, so he's like back. And do you see how Fabi pulled the king in? Now he's moving in for implanting his knight to e5 to start getting this king moving, go after the weak g6 pawn. They all have plans here. There's the check, and there's a knight takes, check. And then now this is a cool, stellar move. I thought, wow, and it looks like it doesn't work. Boom, king to f1. That's an incredible move I think it is, because you're walking into a pin. But wait, is it? Into a discovery. But wait, is it really a discovery? No. Because this knight can't move because it's pinned to the king. So that's an amazing move right there. That was just incredible. King d4, and then he wins the knight back, and he's up a pawn again. Rook a8. So you're thinking you should play rook a8 here? Oh, so on rook. Okay, 1 second. Oh, so you're thinking. Okay, hold on. So you're thinking here you should play rook a8. Rook a8. I actually, let's see, if you take there. Oh, after king. Let's see, after king. So stopping rook d2. I think you mean rook takes e2, because Yep. So if he played here, he could just take there, and then let's see what else. I think he's got a check. And then let me see here. You got to be careful of this. Actually, no, you can keep your rook there because of the. It's protected by the king. So let's see here. Check. You can't go there, so he's got to go up. I think that's check. 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 That keeps hold of that square. So if he plays up here, then we can just move our king to G. Nope, can't move to G1. My bad there. Forgot about that. You have to go to E1, and then if there's a check, you can intercept with D2. Oh, is that good right there? Is that good? Can you guys hear me? Yeah. So yes, it was just incredible that type of move sequence. I was just looking at these because he takes. They were getting low in like a minute. It was incredible how these how Fabi and Ian they are like cool as ice. I don't know how they do it, but they can be down to like seconds and still play amazing chess, you know. And now he's his king moves. Ian gets the pawn back. Check. Check. Now he just takes. Think about this. You're in the middle of a time crunch. Your instinct is to grab the queen and check, right? You move the rook over to D2. Really? That right there is focus to the T, because he knows that the rook can't be taken. Even if there's a check, he can just move his king, and this rook is still threatening to pin the pawn, and later on if there's a check there, that you can round up that pawn with the rook and queen. So it's just amazing. H4. He doesn't want to lose this pawn because then he'd be down a pawn again, Ian. So there's a check. Check. There's another check. Check. Now he takes the pawn. So now he's up a pawn, Fabi, and he's got two passers. Ian's got one, but it's pretty well barricaded from doing anything. And if this pawn ever pushes, like here, you can slide in and pick up that pawn for almost free. And then you could always just take it here, and what do you really have? You're up now 2 pawns, so you have to be careful. Ian has to be careful of every move he plays. So he's trying to, he passed, basically this is a passing the move idea. He wants to stop hold of here, and so Fabi then plays right on in. So if you notice, what was the drawback to B7? He left the whole back rank open, and so Fabi went, thank you very much, I'll take that. Ian moves, and Fabi again. Fabi says, what's the drawback to that? Oop, you left the 7th rank. Thank you very much, I'll take that. More space. I'm slowly taking away all your king's heir, and eventually he won't have any places to run, and we'll have him. And then he goes, okay, so you are leaving open this diagonal. Thank you very much. I will. Oops, sorry. So you're leaving open this diagonal. Thank you very much. I will take that with check. And then the king moves, and he's like, okay. So now you want to play, and if you move back here, we have a potential check. So yeah, he's trying. He's using oh, h4. This is a not a fun thing to have, because this changes the tempo of the entire game, h4, because Ian's waiting for Fabi to check, and when he plays h4, that totally throws off your mindset. You're now thinking about this side of the board and the pawn. You're not thinking about the checks anymore, and that's when then he played e3, check, check, and then this is the move you have to see. You have to play that, and he wins. He wins. This is the final couple moves. He moves there, and then he sets up. That's beautiful. That's like the ultimate setup you'd want to have. It's like, that's so nice. He takes, and there's a threat of a discovery here. Any move that could be played. Let me see. I'm not sure. Is there a? Let's see. What if he plays here? That is interesting. What if he played there? Huh. Wonder if that was a good idea. Oh, maybe not, because then he can intercept there. Nope, that's a bad idea. He has to take. And then the king takes. Wow, that's an interesting. Let's check to see if that's a good move. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I want to see about that. Hold on, I want to see if that. Yay! I found it. I found the move. Isn't that stellar? That's the move that. That's the move that saves the game. Cool. We found the move that stops the threat. What? Wins the queen? Let's see. I want to see what the next move is for. So he has to take. So there's a check. And then takes. Okay. He's still winning. And this is kind of what they were talking about here. That this is this was Ian's best shot of holding the position. He played check there in time pressure, and then came yeah. Then he discovered the discovery, and you got it. Yeah. Wait a second. Oh yeah, I think you're right. Let me see here. And okay, after takes. Yeah, because that loses a queen. You're right. Whoop. So he can't take first. He's got to check. That's right. That is right. But I wanted to show you guys this game. It's really popular out there right now. There's like lots and lots of sites that are going over it. This is cool. I liked Fabiano's statement too. It was a good game. They asked him, "Were you nervous?" And he said this after he played Michael Adams or Mickey Adams. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly, but I'll just call him Adams because I know that. After he played Adams, he says after playing for like 6 hours, he says over 6 hours, I was too tired to be nervous. He says I just played my game, and that's what we should actually do. Okay, we can look at that, but remember, that's the way of thinking that's true. He said, "I'm going to play my game," and that's what we need to do. We have to play our game, guys. And when we do that, you can't be beat. Okay, what's the game you'd like to look at? Let's take a look. We'll see this. Okay. Who's who? Oh, from black side of the board? Okay. Yeah. Congrats. And one thing that I liked was how he respected his opponent. Fabiano wasn't playing Ian. He was playing the board. And Ian knew that as well. And so they understood it was a battle of the mind, not of each other. So we got to keep that in mind. It doesn't matter different test style, and it doesn't matter what who you're playing. It's all battle of the mind. Okay. Ooh, the French. Oh, this is the queen. You're right. This is. Let's see. This is the queen's pawn? Oops. Sorry. Okay, there. Well, I can see that there's the styles. It's really interesting because if you notice that black's attacking on the queen side really heavy, and white's going to castle king side, and it's not going to be upon black to show that his queenside attack is more powerful than what potentially could happen to what white can do to him on this side of black. So there, rook, and he's getting ready for opening the file. Knight takes, queen to d3, bishop e7, bishop f3. Interesting, wow. I don't know. I might have actually played if it was, well, actually you can't do that, can you? Because I was thinking here, but then he has that could be played. I forgot he has an escape square. If he didn't have an escape square, you want to start there, and then you hammer away, and then you play there. But he has an escape square, so you attack right away, and then you go. Now you're hammering away. Oh my. Wow. My. I don't know why he didn't play that there. If you're going to lock the position down, go all in. That's yeah. Takes. Right, white's now pretty much exposed along the H file, so he's moving in for the yeah. Yeah, C4, it looks very nice, it does. But I think what Black wanted to do is he wanted to give himself the availability of later on maybe taking it. He didn't want to uh, say to White, this is my idea. He wanted to leave flexibility. And this leaving your pawn on c5 is flexible because you can push if you want to, or you can take. So White has to calculate two different things. I really like knight of... Yep. And then, yeah, see, he's trying to lock down, and you do not want to do end passing at this point. You want to keep this position closed. Yeah, he's boy. Sure. Wow. And now it's all about the dancing of the knights. See, there goes the take. And in comes... He wants to be ready to exchange off and then mate Black. There comes the death blow. Wow. Whoa, that is power. That's power for sure. Yeah, that's totally choking. This is oh man, that this is like watching a wrestler getting another wrestler in one of those neck locks. Pretty soon he's going to be tapping out. Wait a second. Why didn't he just... Let's see if he plays here. Let's see. Okay, there. Just hold on. Let me check some. Here. Now, he might have wanted to play that. You could have won a piece. You still have your... You have this that's ready to be crunched. This is still able to be pushed. White's dead here. I want to see it. I got to check some though. I want to see what the computer says is the best move, because I believe that is the best move. Let's take a lookie. Whoa, that says that. What happens there? Takes. Smack. Okay. I want to check to see though. They said there was a mate. So let's see what the mate is. Checkmate is unstoppable. E1, D4, knight F5. So he resigned at this point. Let's see what the mating combo. Okay, it's takes. Just want to check, see if it takes. There's mate 1. There's checkmate. Snikes, that's power. That is power. So, did you, you guys got to see, did you guys, that's impressive for sure. But I'm thinking that there might, let's see here. Let's see, how do we want to do this? That's mate, so hold on, let me see here. Okay, after here, you could take, takes, so let's see what could be played. Let's just say here. Move up. So back. You're really not being able to do much, so you could push the pawn here, and then if you come here, so you don't want to do that, so you're gonna have to oh. What move was that on? Let me see. Let's see. Oh, knight takes d7. And knight takes d7. That was a pretty interesting game for sure. It was showed that black basically took advantage of, he controlled the whole board. I've really not seen a game like that before, except for when Gary Kasparov plays against when he was at his prime. It's not that he's not at his prime, but I'm just saying though, he had the ability of just pushing all your forces back and then just dominating the board. Knight on e5. So let me see. Where's e5? Oh, pawn on e5. Knight on e5. Knight on e5. Knight on e5. Ah, here we go. Yo, that one. Yep, right there. That was the heart of white. Once this guy got taken off the board, white was basically strangled, man. He was just totally done. It was all over. So, do you... Knight h5. Well, you can't play knight h5 right now because of the bishop. And so that's That was a good game. We'll do some Actually, I'll keep this. Okay, we'll keep that. I'll turn this one into the tactic page. We'll do some practice puzzles. That was an excellent game. That's true domination. Let's see here. All right, here. Yeah. Black's still better in this position. Yep. So let's see here. It shows you we did 2 great games, and the one Fabi showed that how he used a discovered check to the best, and how it can even be missed at Super Grandmaster levels. A discovered check can be. So you can use that, and it could come out of nowhere. So let's see here. See, you can't take this because if you do, there's a check. And I think it's a perpetual check. Let's see. Takes. Maybe it's a perpetual. Oh, let me see here. Okay, I think, can we actually, let's see, if we take there. Do you think we just develop our knight? I think maybe just developing our knight. What do you think? That looks pretty smart. There we go. Let's see here. G6. I was looking at that as well. Let's see. Let's go back to 25 to kind of see what his idea is. Yeah. Well, I think you still can win a rook, though. I think you could still, if you play here, I think you still can win a rook. Yeah. I think we just retreat out. I think that's our. I don't see. Let's see. Is there any takes? We can't take there. Can't take there. So I think a retreat right there. What do you guys think? I think that's the only route we have to save the. Well, no, because then the bishop would come here, wouldn't it? Ouch. No, I don't know if that's right because then you got bishop there, and then the queen's trapped. Yeah. See, is there any combos that we can? Oh, queen. You're right. We have. Oh, I didn't see that. That's actually the move. Yes, queen f6 is right. That holds everything. Really? Really? Why doesn't this work? Hold on. Oh, we're trapped. We're trapped. We can't play there. Okay. Yeah, we were trapped. Ouch. That's not fun. We almost got it. We have to be okay with sacrifices. I gotta remember that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, if we okay, this queen's pinned the knight. So if we play bishop, no, we can't play bishop because then that allows that. Well, I think every site has really good learning tools. So I'm not. I have an account on. Yeah. I believe it may. No, is it? Let's see if it takes there. Well, if we play bishop takes knight, bishop takes, then we play e. Yes, that's fine. There, all moves are suggested. Most definitely. See, we're all putting into we're all in this together. Okay, let's see. So bishop. So what you're saying is bishop takes. Yeah, put not a problem. Put in a move sequence that you think might be a good idea. Yes, exactly. I think so too. So bishop takes b5. I mean d5. Sorry. Bishop takes d5. e4. And then you're saying d5. I don't know. I like takes with the pawn at that point. I think you're totally crushing at that point. So I don't think d5 really is applicable after takes. So see that there, there, and if that we just take, and if queen takes, we take with the knight. So this actually I believe is right. I don't know if that's not right because it takes, because there's not enough material. Let's see here. And if let's say here, and let's say the queen takes, right? Actually, the queen can't take, so it has to be bishop takes. Yeah, I like that. You guys like that? You like that one, guys? Let's do it. Okay, now I want to make sure that our calculation is right. Let's see. Here, he has to go back, and then we fork the bishop, and yep. There we go. Smack. Smackety smack, yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta love it. Let's get our analysis hats on and let's continue to analyze the board and calculate. I think no. Remember, there's no dumb comments here. You know what? That's an idea. You know what? It's just it might not be applicable at this moment. So that was a good idea. It is a power move, but we have to remember that we got to make the most applicable powering moves at this moment. And so if we notice, we have a double attack on the pawn. So we all we got to do now is, let's see if we, okay, here, okay, hold on. Okay, if we play here, let's say he moves there, we can actually push. Then we're attacking the rook, and we also have a potential discovery with our rook. Huh. Yeah, I'm thinking d3 might be the move, guys. I'm thinking d3 is. Because if we play d3, let's say he plays here, we have just in time a push, and we win a piece. And at this point, I believe we take with the rook. Yeah, we take with the rook at this point, because then we do we do what Fabiano did with his, which now we have a discovery. Boy, this one's an interesting one. The only sitch about here is there is a block, so we have to calculate properly here. The only switch about moving, guys. The only switch about moving the rook is he has this here, which is a in between block. So I'm thinking maybe it has to do with something like a bishop move to get outside of this block. It may be something like that or there, so that if this does come about, we have a rook check there, and well, I'm not sure. This is pretty different for sure. Trying to calculate though. Okay, here, here. Phew. Phew, baby, this is a tough one. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Trying to figure out how do we prevent that. This is the sitch. That idea right there. It shuts all of our counterattacks down. We're done at that point. Is there any way we can use, could we use it to do anything else? Maybe it's here and we win a pawn. Yeah, because I was thinking here, here. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm trying to think. This is a oh boy. Boy. I'm trying to see. Maybe it's just winning a pawn. That's all I could see. This stops everything, so I'm thinking that if we played check there and then we moved our rook over, that might potentially be the idea. I think it's here. If here, then we play our rook there, check, and if he takes, then we win the rook. So I'm gonna go with it. There we go. That's the power right there. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Remember, we're past 2000, so they're going to amp up the intensity of the problems because they're going to try to make us earn our points to 2500 and beyond. So we're not just going to stop at 25. We're going to keep going. We're going to go as far as we can. The sky's the limits, guys. We missed it. You want to go back and see it? Is that what? Did you get everything, or do you want to go over it one more time? Did you guys see everything? Did I move it too fast? Because I can go back if you'd like and see. You can see. 1 second. So why can't we go F? Why can't we go F1? Well, the sitches he has there at that point. We have to make it. We have to put the pressure on and make him. Oh, you're talking about. You're talking about that there, and then over here. Oh, and you're wondering why didn't he just go F1? Okay, I gotcha. I see what you're saying. You're talking for him. Gotcha. Okay, why didn't he go F1? Let's take a look. I gotcha. It's because of that right there. He's eventually going to have to take anyways. He's eventually going to be down material. Oh, I get what you're saying. You're okay. I gotcha. So after there, why doesn't he just go F1. Okay, we'll check that one out. Let's see here. We still have this. We still have that. So anyway, he's going to lose a rook. There's nothing that he could do. He's going to lose that rook. Yeah, the pin. Now you get to see how important pins are. They're like you got to see it in Fabiano versus Ian. We got to see it in this game here, and we also got to see the pin in the game that Fox showed us. So pins are powerful. So just keep that in mind when you see one or if you're in one. Do your best to get out of it. Sometimes, though, you can actually move into a pin, and that's a combination that works too. So you can use pins, and you can use pins on the other side, and you can use pins to your favor sometimes. I know that sounds odd that you'd want to walk into a pin, but sometimes there's a huge tactic there, a triple, a slam, or a double. It's all about you. The higher rating you get up, the more of an understanding you have that chess is a war game board, and it's whose ideas are best played. Let's see. Oh, this is 9. Move 9 tactic. I like move 9 tactics. Those are so cool. Let's see here. Bishop F4. Trying to think here, guys. Let's see here. Okay, is there any counters that yeah, I think you're right, because then if this bishop tries to save itself, like here, if the bishop goes after, I think you're right, because if the bishop comes here, we drop there, we win. If we come here, we do there, we win because of discovery. Here, if he goes back, there. Here, if he goes back, there. So I think we win material either way, no matter where he goes. Queen a4, check. Then the bishop goes back, so I believe that might be the right sitch. Let's hold on, let's go back. Okay, let's say it takes. We'll try that idea. Okay, H takes G4. Queen takes E5, And we don't really have anything after that. It's an equal trade at that point. And actually it's pretty scary with opening up a file with a rook and queen potential sliding over. So I don't know. I think that's more safe. I think that's a lot safer. You really don't want to open this up if you don't have to. If we can get this rook off, then we're doing super. Because we always have a check too later on. So you guys for bishop f4? Everybody for bishop f4? Let's give it a shot. Interesting, so he actually moves. So I believe now I think we can take. Oh, whoa. So do we take with here? I think we do, right? Is taking here the idea? I think so. I don't see any problems with not taking. Even if he plays here, we just move our knight. I don't really see any sitch issues. Yeah, let's take. Because if he plays takes here, guys, we can just move and then there's nothing. Yeah. We'll do one more. And then I gotta log off for studies and work. But I gotta do one more. I gotta. Oh yeah. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's see. Okay, this is a potential. This is a weak spot there. This bishop is holding that knight together. So this rook's under attack. I believe, let me see here. There, if knight takes, because if we take here and then the rook takes, we actually have a discovery there. So, okay, takes here, here. What do we do after that, though? What do we do after the knight moves, though? What do we do? What do we do? Because then he'll after we take here, here, he replants this knight there. And after we take here, he'll take that knight and plant it there. Or maybe a bishop planted there. Trying to think here because Wow, this is a interesting one for sure. Potentially that could be an idea. Let's go to 18. We'll see what his idea is. Takes there. Takes, so he's attacking the bishop. I think you guys are onto something with taking now, because I think that was his idea. I think that might be an idea. So here, there, and then h4. Interesting. The knight is trapped, isn't it? Isn't the knight trapped as well? Ah, that's interesting. So if we take here, then we bring our bishop back to c8. We're attacking the knight. He could go there, but if he goes there, we play. Okay, here, and there. So I don't know if we gain anything from that, but I like your idea. I see that potentially maybe we're going to trap the knight. I think there might be an idea there. Now that I think about it, now that you guys have proposed that, because here, then we can bring our bishop back, attacking the knight. If he moves here, we can take. No, that doesn't work. Ah. So rook takes here, bishop takes, knight takes, bishop g5. Oh, I have an idea. Hey guys, have you thought about this there? Have you thought about trapping the bishop? Wait a second, guys, think about this. The bishop's almost trapped, right? See, the bishop has almost no squares to go to. So if we played g6, see, look, bishop pawn g6. Oh, that is true. See, a6. What about, yeah, knight takes, huh? Trying to see what, see here. This bishop's so almost trapped, guys. And so I'm thinking that maybe so rook takes d4 or d3. Bishop takes d3. Knight takes f6. He takes f6. Bishop g8. So here, there. Let's see here. G5, G4, G5. So which are we agreeing on, this or that? I'm not sure. We'll take a vote on kinda. I'm like, oh, this is so difficult. Let's give it a shot. So that was the first move. We got the first move. Let's see. Rook h4. My bishop h4. Boy. So he takes. Now he's starting to. I like h6. Let's see if there's anything like forcing here. Anything more forcing that we can play. h6. Here. Okay, the knight takes. Oh, you think that's the you think that's it? Interesting. You might be right. I think so. Let's see here, here. But the bishop, right? The bishop can actually retreat back. Yeah. I don't think we have enough yet. Let's see. I think it's. Let's see here. Boy, this is difficult to choose from. All your guys are good ideas. I got it. This position's just huge. So bishop c8, and then bishop to b5. I have a good. I think you guys are right about moving the bishop, because that does a double idea of attacking the knight, and even if the bishop moves here, we can win the knight. I think it's a bishop move. I think whoever said bishop move is right. I think it is. I think it is bishop. I think it is a bishop move. It's either here. I'm gonna say. I'm saying probably bishop there. The reason is then it's undiscovered attack on the knight if the Wait a second. If the knight goes there, then he could save the position, can't he? No. Let's see here. No, he could actually move there. But then we play knight takes. Knight takes F. If knight takes, then what do we have for the position? Maybe if we play here, here, and then we attack the knight. So I'm thinking here, then he moves there. Yeah, I think that's right. Wow. Oh, my brain. My brain. It's like headache. Hey, let's end on that one, guys. That is a stellar spot to end. Thank you guys for all the help. Thank you guys for logging on and watching. Spend your time and keep improving. Okay. So, as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless, guys. And I will see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Keep studying. Keep getting better in chess. Remember, keep moving forward. Only look back to learn and to get better. Bye-bye, guys.